Hello, my dear 9th class students. As we started the lesson agriculture in India and continued up to food crops, and now today we are going to continue the class from the title of this lesson, non-food crops and importance of agriculture. Importance of agriculture and non-food crops. What are the non-food crops? What are called food crops? You named that in the previous session of the online class. Like horticulture crops, what are called horticulture crops, and what are called food crops. Now today we are going to know about the non-food crops, which means that crop cannot be used as a food item, that is called non-food crop. Non-food crops, rubber, it is an equatorial crop, but under the special conditions it is also grown in the tropical and subtropical areas. It requires the most and the humidity climate with the rainfall of more than 200 centimeter and the temperature above 25 degrees Celsius. Rubber is an important industrial raw material. It is mainly grown in the Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Garo Hills of the Meghalaya. India is among the world's leading natural rubber producer. India is also country which is one of the leading rubber producers. The fibers, rubber, fiber, cotton, jute, these are the non-food crops. What are called non-food crops? If I ask you as one more question, what are called non-food crops? Rubber, fiber, cotton, jute are called non-food crops. Food crops, you know very well, you can mention all the food crops where we were studied in the previously. Fiber crops, cotton, jute and natural silk are the three major fiber crops grown in India. The first two are divided from the crops grown in the soil. The latter is obtained from the cottons of the silkworms fed on the green leaves, especially mulberry. Rearing of the silkworms for the production of silk fiber is known as sericulture. Here the production of the fiber or like silkworm, from silkworm what the thread will be, we can get output, that the production of this production of the silkworm and getting cotton, and these are the, in agriculture it is called sericulture. So what is the meaning of sericulture? The production of the cotton, jute and natural silks are three major fiber crops grown in India. The first two are divided from the crops grown in the soil. The latter is obtained from the coconuts of the silkworms fed on green leaves, especially mulberry, and rearing of silkworms like silkworms producing or feeding more and more silkworms is called sericulture. That you have to remind. Cotton. India is believed to be the original home of the cotton plant. Cotton is one of the main raw materials for cotton textile industry. India is the third largest producer of the cotton in the world. Cotton grows well in the drier parts with the black cotton soil, in the Deccan Plateau. It requires high temperature, light rainfall or irrigation, 210 frost-free days and bright sunshine for its growth. It is a kharif crop and requires 6 to 8 months to mature. which means to get it to produce cotton, it takes nearly 6 to 8 months to mature. Major cotton producing states are Maharashtra. What are the major cotton producing states in India? Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, which means majority part of the Indian states are producing a cotton crop. Next here comes jute. It is known as the golden fiber. Jute grows well on drained fertile soils in the floodplains where soils are renewed every year. High temperature is required during the growth period. West Bengal, Bihar, Assam, Odisha and Meghalaya are the major jute producing states. So what are the major jute producing states? The major jute producing states are here: West Bengal, Bihar, Assam, Odisha and Meghalaya are the major jute producing states. It is used in the making gunny bags, the bags which we use to bring vegetables from the markets, like gunny bags. The bags are made from the jute only. Mats also prepared with the jute only. Ropes, threads, rope which we use to cover or tie the bindles, yarn and carpets and the other artifacts. Due to its high cost, it is losing market to synthetic fibers and the packing materials, particularly nylon. However, in the recent times, the market or the eco-friendly jute has been growing, which means completely the jute is produced in the various states, but it was prepared in the eco-friendly, which means environmentally the jute production is made safe. So that was the procedure also made here. One of the table given, the table you have to study, the table which is given here, this table you have to study what was mentioned in this table, which means the majority producing products are given here. The paddy is produced in which states, and wheat, cereals, maize, pulses, sugarcane, oil seeds, cotton, these are the crops produced majorly in which states it was mentioned here. So that you have to study, and reasons for both natural and other factors that occurs from the major share to the production, that also you have to mention here. Importance of agriculture. Importance of agriculture is very mandatory, obviously, because importance of the agriculture, without agriculture we do not get anything to eat daily in our life. What we are eating, food items, that everything also we are getting from the agriculture production only. In this section we shall look at agriculture from an overall view for the entire country. We would read about the changes that have taken place since the time of independence to present day and the challenges that we face today. The food security of a nation depends on agriculture. The food security of a nation depends on agriculture. Obviously, if suppose in 1 year the floods are appeared more, the crops are damaged, which means in that season we will not receive high amount of the crops, and it comes very difficult to get the food items also in the sustainable manner to the people, to the population of a country. A very entire country depends on, we would read about the changes that have taken place since the time of the independence to the present day and the challenges that we face today. The food security of a nation depends on agriculture. A variety of raw materials required for industries are cultivated on farms. wheat, paddy and other food crops are cultivated by the farmers. Agriculture is a major source of the livelihoods for the millions, giving employment to a large section of people. More than half of the population of workers in India is working in the agriculture sector and its related activities. Between men and women, it is the women who get more employment opportunities in the agriculture. Nearly 70% of the workers, women are engaged in the agriculture, which means in agriculture fields, what percentage of the women are working, what percentage of the women are got employment in the agriculture? 70% women are employed in the agriculture only. Two kinds of the people are engaged in farming: agriculture laborers and cultivators. Cultivators are those farmers who have some land of their own and also use land belonging to others for the cultivation. Agriculture laborers are those who are landless laborers who work on others' land. Since the population also increases with time, we look at the absolute numbers, the number of the people working in agriculture increased from the 97 million in the 1951 to 234 millions in 2001. Hence, the number of cultural laborers who are seeking livelihood in the rural areas has increased, given the fact that they have very little or no land to cultivate. What are the other alternative job opportunities available to them? This is a serious challenge, which means the people who do not have agriculture land, so what they will do? How they will get employment? They will work as the agricultural landless laborers. The agricultural landless laborers will work as the dependent on that people who has the more amount and more acres of the land. Nearby that they will get a job and they will work land laborers, agriculture landless labor. They will become the agricultural landless laborers. So this was the procedure which can be continued in the understanding manner, where the people do not have agricultural land, which means to cultivate the land means they will become, because half of the country's population is depending on the farming only. They employed in the farming only. Even though the landless people are becoming the landless laborers, agriculture landless laborers, they are becoming who has the land nearby them, they are getting the employment opportunities. Indian farmers are mostly small landholders. One distinct feature of Indian agriculture is the small land holding. Most farmers work with only a small plot of land. Look at the following table. Number of the farmers and land they possess in India according to the census of 2010 and according to the census of 2011, which was given. Marginal farmers 2.5 acres who has 924 lakhs of the people. Their percentage is not mentioned here according to the population, according to the census of 2011. And semi and large more than 25 acres land, then 10 farmers which we can take as per the census of 2011. This was the table which we have to study, and we have to fill these blanks which are given in the green passage. Next here, agricultural production depends on the natural factors. Agricultural crops depends on the seasons and natural resources such as soil and water and sunshine for the cultivation. Yes, obviously soil, water and sunshine is required to cultivate the good amount of the crops, where the agricultural farmers will depend on them. Temperature and rainfall conditions are important. Some crops can be cultivated only in specific seasons, regardless of the availability of the water and other inputs. Therefore, in any region, different crops are grown in the different seasons. When you visit the Santha, which means weekly market, which was conducted in both Tuesday is conducted Santa, like that. And a fruit or vegetable market in the different seasons, you would notice these differences. There are also variations in the natural conditions between the different regions in the country. Besides land reforms such as the abolition of the Zamindari Land Ceiling Act, the Indian government has also initiated other important policy changes. This can be seen in three phases. 1950 to 1965, first agriculture phase. 1966 to 1990, second phase. And post 1991, each phase and signifies different facts of Indian agriculture. The first phase 1950 to 65, second phase of the agriculture stage, second stage of the agriculture phase is 1966 to 1990, and third is present. The third phase is 1990 to present post reform agriculture. Is there are the three stages were mentioned here. So first phase, the what agriculture procedures are invented, what things are developed here, that we can know in the first phase. Second phase 1966 to 1990, what developments, what changes are came in the agriculture, that we can know. And thirdly here, what present after the what priorities were giving to the agriculture, that we can know. So first phase, second phase and third phase we will continue in the next session of the online class. Thank you.